Jurassic World Rebirth is worthy of a W.I.T.S. What is this shit? Basically, it's got Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali. They're mercenaries. Basically, long story short, they got to get a band together under the pharmaceutical company dude, right? They got to go to this dinosaur equator part because all the dinosaurs, because of climate change, got restricted to this ring around the equator. They got to go get a DNA sample from the largest water, land, and air dinosaurs, right? Along the way, they rescue this family that's for some reason not supposed to be there. And the only thing you can hear from them all through the rest of the movie is, Dad, Dad, and whatever the daughter's name yelling that out, right? Of course, you got the corrupt corporate individual because, of course, if the corporate pharmaceutical company or any type of bill company sends some dude to get you to get together a team and he actually goes with you guys, everybody should already know that person is not in y'all best interest. Y'all expendable. I know everybody in the universe has seen Aliens too. They should know the deal. Now, so check this out, right? Long story short, the family's boat get knocked over by a big old watersaurus, right? And Mahershala Ali's boat get knocked over, runs ashore because they trying to get away from the Spinosauruses and a big old Aquasaurus, right? The family gets separated from the mercenary people, right? By this time, quite a few people die because one of them ain't paying attention to the water behind her where they didn't pull up on a beach and all of the water dinosaurs and just tried to kill them, and she not paying attention to the water behind her, right? So yeah, of course she got taken away. As a matter of fact, but nobody paying attention to the water. So check this out, right. They spend the rest of this movie, man, saying, okay, well, we here on the island anyway. Let's get the rest of these other two DNA samples while trying to survive on this island with these mutated DNA dinosaurs, right? Speaking of the mutated DNA dinosaurs, at the beginning of this movie, you got this mutated DNA dinosaur that they got like behind this super facility, and the stupidest thing, I've seen stupid, quarantine systems. I've seen stupid quarantine systems in the movies. The best one that I could think of recent was the quarantine system in Life, in the movie Life, right? That movie, that whole quarantine system, the idiot, the stupidness that went into that design was in no way compared to the one that was in this movie. So you trying to tell me your candy bar wrapper, right, blows through. Now understand, it's a quarantine, meaning that each one of those rooms are pressurized, meaning that the air blows out. So nothing could just blow into a pressurized room, right? That's not even how physics and pressurized rooms work. But yeah, it blows into this room where these people is doing their thing, right? And then so the other pressurized door opens up, right? And they have some type of like grid girdle thing at the bottom of each one of these sliding quarantine doors where the wrapper sucks up in and immediately short circuits the door where it stops closing this way. That sets off a chain of events where everything started exploding, short circuiting, blowing up, and all this kind of stuff, man. People trying to get away, man. People hitting those red buttons, talking about things making doors come down, man. And people trying to get away, the super dinosaur, man, that they done made mutated because, the people that got used to regular dinosaurs, so now they didn't start mixing DNA to get super crazy looking dinosaurs that some of them are freaks, some of them are not freaks. We don't really get to really experience the freaks because, maybe one of the freaks was the Tyrannosaurus Rex, because I have seen many dinosaur movies. The actual Jurassic Park movie was near and dear to my heart, and I know for a fact Tyrannosaurus Rexes can run. Not in this movie. They don't run, they don't jog, they don't sprint, they don't walk with no enthusiasm. That was the slowest Tyrannosaurus Rex. That Tyrannosaurus Rex had to be drunk. That was the slowest, he couldn't catch a raft that was floating down the river, not a raging rapids river, just a regular river. And it wasn't even floating. Some little kid was under it still screaming, Dad, Dad. The only redeeming part of this movie, right, was when the boyfriend of the daughter of the family, right, he out one night getting ready to use the bathroom a whole block away from the camp. I don't know why they put that in movies where everybody who got to go to use the bathroom away from the camp or building or something like that, they got to go a whole 17 miles away from where they got to go where can't nobody see, hear them, nothing like that, just so they could be what's called a victim. Anyway, he's standing there getting ready to do his thing, man, and two like raptor things is coming up behind him. And as soon as they getting ready to get him, he hear this bird dinosaur come flying out the sky, man, rip both of those things apart. This dude didn't move, didn't flinch, didn't turn around, didn't scream, none of that. He stayed perfectly still. When they finally got drug off, man, he looked over his shoulder like, and finish what he was doing. And I thought that was the best part of the whole movie. So anyway, other than that, right? So everybody trying to, besides getting these other 2 DNA samples and survive, make it to this like the facility while this stuff kicked off with the dinosaur that I was talking about that was genetically modified. Anyway, of course, we come find out that the corporate dude, like I said, is corrupt. He gets taken out by the mutated dinosaur, which I'm talking about in a second, right? Scarlett Johansson and all of them, man, they trying to pull a hole running around the kitchen, man. And okay, it was this one part where they was up inside this kitchen. When I say they, it was like 2 or 3 people. They was being hunted by what? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that particular dinosaur design was kind of cool, but they getting hunted in like this kitchen, something like that, man. And it was like this great. It had to be like this, one of those floor drain grates. I don't know why it was that big, but when I say, okay, it was metal. They was able to lift it up, everybody get in it and close it, right? Without that thing actually hearing them. Now, it led me to believe this thing must have a great sense of smell, which kind of was opposite. I don't know, man, because sometimes it have a great sense of smell because it'll know where they went, man, and start trying to, beat through the floor. Or it'll get smart sometime, man, and know how to go and go around corners and do all kind of stuff. Or sometimes it just be straight up dumb. It depends on, how close it was to the people who I guess we needed to get to the raft, by the way. Did I tell you guys this? So, remember I had said that the family was on this boat. It was a boat that they was out there on for summer break. So it was a nice size, it wasn't a big boat, but it was a nice size boat, where you could go in and got the, right. Okay. So the big old Aquasaurus knocked that over. Mahershala Ali, he had a mercenary boat, so it's armored in the front. It's a big old boat. Like it's a big boat. They couldn't do nothing against the 1,700 Spinosauruses. Oh yeah, and the giant Aquasaurus that was attacking them made their boat go ashore. These fools were trying to use a life raft, one of them yellow life raft. These fools trying to use a life raft to get off of the island. Let me repeat that. They were trying to use a life raft to get back out to safety. Anyway, so they get to the facility. It's nighttime, right? Now the budget must not have been too big for this because there was no. And it's 2 reasons. One, if it's a dinosaur movie, I'm gonna need to see some blood. At least like if somebody at least cut somebody. At least have somebody get bit. Something. So you just straight picking up somebody and they get 8.5, for instance, and there's no splatter, no drops, nothing. No, you don't see somebody with none of that. Just is the cleanest. This is the cleanest dinosaur movie I have ever seen. Nope. Barney was cleaner. Barney and this movie right here had the same amount of blood in them. So anyway, all right. So let's get to this mutated dinosaur that they ran across that they showed a little part of in the beginning. When I first seen them in the beginning, I was thinking to myself, what is that? And then when they had it at the end, because again, it was dark and it was a lot of smoke and stuff and, flare light, and they didn't have a really big budget. And I honestly think that they would have got sued by Disney, right? Okay. They would have got sued by Disney, for like copyright infringement if they had to show the whole dinosaur that they had in Jurassic World Rebirth right here, right? Okay, because let me explain. Now, I'm not a Star Wars fan. Well, I like Star Wars, I ain't gonna lie. I like it, but I'm a Trekkie. Okay. But when I seen this thing, I was thinking to myself, where do I know this monster? Wait, where do I know this monster? Wait, is this okay? Is this a Rancor? Do they got a Rancor? Is it a Rancor or a Rainsword? The one that Luke was fighting in that cave in Return of the Jedi. Right. They had one of those as the dinosaur, except it had 2 extra arms, right? Little 2 tiny. Oh my goodness. So they was trying to get away from this Rancor. And oh my God, one of the funniest things, man, they put so much drama, like they turned the drama up to like from 2 to 200 with this one. So Mahershala Ali, right? He trying to get the attention of the Rancor so that everybody could get away on the boat, right? That was at the facility. Okay. And he got the flare, all right? And the monster is somehow attracted to light now because the dude at the beginning, he wasn't lit up no way, but all right. He going through come to me, follow me, man. And this music playing, man, it's all melodramatic man in the Rancor. You know, you can see all the smog and everything. You can see him Rancor and towards Mahershala Ali, man. He going through the thing. Follow me, get away, get away, right? And so, okay. All while this is going on, Scarlett Johansson is screaming Mahershala Ali, Mahershala. She wasn't saying Mahershala, she was saying whatever his name was, Mahershala Ali. Right, and they trying to pull her on the boat, man, because that was her boy, right? And, okay. So as they selling out, and you see Mahershala Ali's flare go out, because you think the Rancor and ate him, right? You got the sad music, and all of a sudden you just see this flare go up, and you like, man, who got a flare gun? Not only who got a flare gun, but who left over there? Right? And you just see Mahershala Ali, man, coming out like, yo, I'm cool, man. So then they decide, hey, check this out. We're not gonna turn over the DNA sample. Oh, by the way, let me tell you a little bit about this paleontologist, right? That was part of the team. I wouldn't have trusted him, as he was one of those paleontologists that would jeopardize the safety and well-being of not only the mission but the team, because of the people that's trying to jeopardize the safety of the well-being of the mission and the team, i.e. the dinosaurs, man. Look, so you can't love the dinosaurs so much that we all getting killed, dude, or you putting us into situations. Oh, so this little girl, right, the little girl in the family, she ends up finding this little, like, I can only assume there's a baby triceratops, maybe some kind of little baby experiment, but I can only assume that they put this little thing in the movie, man, for some type of, hey, man, we gonna make some, like, models or toys or something, like art book, whatever, later about this, man. So, okay, that's the only, okay, so this was supposed to be a top secret mission. Not only did they didn't found the family and bringing them back with them, but the family, oh yeah, and decided to give the DNA samples of the dinosaurs from a place that was totally restricted and they not supposed to be in. Oh yeah, by the way, that's not patrolled. I could totally understand why this area not patrolled. No, fuck that. We gonna need to patrol this area anyway. She decided to take the baby dinosaur with her. Look, this movie right here. What is this? Just what is this?